Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. If today is your first time of watching any of my videos, welcome. My name is Tomi Adenuga and I am a recent Canadian immigrant. I moved here about 7 to 8 months ago and I like to share everything about my lifestyle and everything in between about Canada from my own point of view, my 2 cents. It doesn't have to be something you agree with all the time. Please feel free to disagree with me. It's okay. I'm just sharing this based on my own experience and my point of view. So for today's video, I'll be sharing this for those that like to know. People have asked me on several occasions, what should I bring, what should I not bring? So this video is for the things that I feel you shouldn't bring to Canada. If you're relocating to Canada as a student, via work permits, as a PR, whatever, as a visitor, these are the things I think you shouldn't really bother yourself bringing, because I just feel you don't need it. So I have a list. Let me go to my list so that you'll have an idea of the things you shouldn't necessarily bring when you're coming to Canada. Number one thing you shouldn't buy, I'm saying this for the sake of, you know, when you're traveling, a lot of people like shop, like you're shopping a lot of these things. So I'm just mentioning this one, like don't shop a lot of these things, and I'll be explaining them. The first thing is perfume. I'll be mentioning this for 2 reasons. Obviously, it's better to buy perfume in the abroad. My husband will even say that he does not really trust perfume sources in Nigeria, in Lagos. Sometimes it can be adulterated if you are not too very careful. Even despite spending a lot of money on it, you might be buying something that is counterfeit. That's number one, because these things come out from abroad. So why are you buying perfume to come abroad? So you don't really need to. Number two, Canada, unlike the UK, I never experienced this in the UK all my time of staying in the UK, but Canada on the other hand is like a scent-free place. Not everywhere, but many places you go to, they will tell you that it is scent-free. I have had like 3 bottles of perfume. If I was in Nigeria, I would have exhausted it, but here, like, I put perfume in my bag, I even forget to use it. I use deodorant. Of course, people use deodorant, but perfume in itself, people don't use it a lot, because many places in Canada, they will tell you that it is scent-free. So for me, I even be like, why are they even now selling perfume? If you know it is scent-free, like, why are you guys now selling perfume? Like, unfortunately. But funny thing is, like, you don't like go around like maybe people have body odors or something. No, that's not even the case. It's just that people do not really wear perfume. It's not really like a thing. I've almost forgotten to wear perfume. So the more reason why you shouldn't now like spend a lot of money bringing perfume in. Of course, it's okay for you to have 1 bottle or 2, but you might not even finish it in a very long time. That's the honest truth. So don't bother yourself. Don't spend too much money buying perfume. Second thing is rice. I see when people are buying food to Canada and they're bringing food, please don't bring rice to Canada. There's a lot of rice here, because number one, rice weighs a lot. So you might be taking a lot of, like, I'm not against you bringing food. Of course, bring the kind of food that you know that is difficult to bring or difficult to come by. If your thing is ofada rice, buy plenty of ofada rice, except you are bringing that. But like maybe the normal white rice, basmati rice, there's a lot of that here. You'll find that easily here. Don't bring a lot of that, because you'll find it here, and it's cheaper here, in my opinion. The normal white rice, parboiled rice, any kind of rice, basically, you find a lot of that here. But there's a clause. This is not to say you should even bring, because I did a video and I mentioned the things you should bring. So for me, if this is going to make you comfortable in the first few days, first few weeks, by all means, please bring it. That is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not saying don't bring, I'm not saying bring. I'm just trying to say if it will make you comfortable. Like I mentioned it before in the different video, like I brought food, and I brought raw food as well. I brought raw rice, because like the first few days, I have children, we are like a family coming, and I don't want to be here, mommy this, mommy that. Even if we were going to be buying food from outside, it's not every time you buy food from outside. You need something that's, the first few days you can eat something, not that you're just quickly, oh, where do I buy rice from, where do I do this, that kind of thing, because most people don't even drive immediately. So at least something that will make you comfortable in the first few days. If that is the case, by all means, please bring it. But I'm just saying this, that you don't need to buy a lot when you're coming. Just a little bit would be fine. This leads me to my next one. I see a lot of people when they are coming bringing spaghetti. That's the same thing for me. You don't need to necessarily bring spaghetti, except for this clause that I added. If it's to make you comfortable in the first few days, by all means, yes, but not when you're buying like packs and cartons of spaghetti. Spaghetti is a lot here, you don't need to, and this things actually weigh a lot. Spaghetti is quite heavy, so you don't need to bring a lot of that. It's the same thing, or it's in the same class as rice. Another thing you shouldn't bring a lot of is sachet tomato, or let me just say tomato puree, what we use for our jollof rice. If you're African, you're Nigerian, you can't almost do without it. I love it a lot. I won't lie, guys, me, I brought the one I even brought. I've not even finished using it because I found out that there were many other brands here. They were very, very nice, and I even almost prefer those ones than the one I brought from Nigeria. So like I said, if it is to make you comfortable the first few days, first few weeks, why not? Like for me, I was thinking that okay, I'm bringing raw rice, I'm bringing this one, why don't I just add like tomato puree, or what we call tin tomato. Let me just say tinned tomato, what we call tinned tomato and all that. We know all the regular popular brands. I was like, okay, let me just bring that one along. So it was just some days ago that I was arranging. I was like, I still have this one with me, I've not even used it, because there's a particular one I found on this store. Goodness, I love it so much. The thickness, the redness, I don't know what they added to it, and everything. I love it. When I use it for jollof rice for my kids, it comes out very, very nice. So I've discovered new brands here, and so I would advise you that you don't really need to bring a lot of that. One or two is fine. Don't buy a carton. That one too weighs a lot. Like, can you imagine packing tin tomato? It will take like half of your luggage space. Cereal, maybe except for Golden Morn or something, but you don't need to buy cornflakes and all those other things and all those things like that. I will still add the clocks, except for the first few days or first few weeks of settling down, but you don't need to buy cartons. I'm sure you guys understand what I mean. Buying a few is different from buying a lot. Like buying a lot is like, you know, that I'm relocating and I'm buying, like, you know, like when you're buying like cartons of poundo yam, carton of like semolina and all that. It's different from when you buy 1 or 2 packs, just like, okay, this first 1 or 2 weeks before I even know where African store is, something that can help me to get by, is a different thing entirely. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say of those things. That's all. I'm just trying to say that just pack it in a way that you know that is what you need for like the immediate use, because you'll find a lot of that over here. And I'm not even saying that for like maybe African store or something. Cereal is something you'll find, except maybe like Golden Morn, that is not necessary. You'll find Golden Morn of course in the African stores as well, but if the price is something that you're not comfortable with, that you rather buy the cheaper one from Nigeria, why not bring your Golden Morn? If the cereal is the type that your children take, there are some kind of like cereals that, like my own daughter, she won't even take like all the Gerber and all that one. Our own cereal is like local cereals, all those like August Secret, like formulated ogi in a special way. Those are the kind of cereals that my daughter takes, so I had to bring a lot of that. But when it comes to like Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, nah, please, we don't need that. You see a lot of that here, a lot of other options. Fruity Loops, you see a lot. You'll be spoiled for choice, to be honest. All the imported ones, because it's imported. The ones, they were imported from here to Nigeria, so you don't need to bring it back here, except for the local ones that probably your children will like. If it's that one, please, I brought a lot of that and I am so glad. And that leads me to, I mentioned semolina before. Reason why I would mention semolina is, if you're not the kind of person that takes a lot of Sovita, I don't really take it. It's peer pressure. I like it, but not, I don't know, it comes at like, maybe if I rate my swallow, Sovita or semolina comes at like number 4 or number 5. I'd rather take, my first swallow is like amala. I take yam flour a lot. I take tuwo a lot as well. I take oatmeal a lot. I take what other one? I take poundo yam as well once in a while, or pounded yam. That's number 4. So Sovita is coming at number 5, but it's something I eat, you understand. So when I was coming, I brought like, I think I bought like a carton, like the bag where you have a lot inside. And that thing, Sovita is something that actually like expires on time. I think it had, the shelf life was like 6 months. It didn't occur to me at all. So as at now, I had to start giving it out. Like I was even telling my mom, like, let's quickly eat this thing. On a normal day, I might not eat Sovita every time, but because I knew it was getting close to the expiration date, it's best before, maybe like 1 month after, it might still be okay. But I was like, I don't want to start having that in my head. That's when if you want small to me aches me now. My mind will be like, ah, Obi, it's not the Sovita that I ate that has expired, that kind of thing. So that's one thing. So if you are someone that probably you don't eat a lot of Sovita and you just feel like, okay, because people are buying it and you just think you need to buy it, don't buy too much, because the shelf life for Sovita in particular is like 6 months. It expires very, very fast. So, and before you know what is happening, this is Canada. Before you even, to be honest, like, there are different things to eat and all that. So before you even remember, I don't know for other people, but in my own case, like sometimes I even look at food, I'm like, have I had this in a long time? Then they have this and all that. Most times it might be rice, potatoes, beans. Before you think of swallow, there are some, if I'm not deliberate because of my kids, I might not take swallow. You might have forgotten. So that's how it happens. And like for me, like I said, I would take other swallow before I even remember this other one. So a battery is there. How come I didn't even remember a bat? I didn't remember Gary. How? Like that's like second for me. Do you get? So before I even think of Sovita, I must have taken and eaten amala very well. I would have taken my eba very well. I love eba vegetable soup in different forms, and I love vegetable. I always have vegetable in my fridge. I would have had a lot of that if I would now remember that, oh, so Sovita is even there. So don't go and be like me. Don't buy a lot of it, especially when you know, if you're really craving, you get it in the African store. It's better you buy it one than when you bring a big bag and you're tossing everything away, you're throwing everything away. And those things are very heavy. So there's no point. You've spent money to ship it down, to bring it down here. You spent money to buy it. So that's another thing I will tell you, that you should not bring, don't bother bringing. Maybe one bag or two is fine. Don't bring cucumbers. I've seen someone packing and I was like, this is someone that I even know. But like I said, these things are not cast in stone. If it is something that you need though for the immediate future, why not? Don't bring onions. I actually did. I'm not going to lie. I brought it, but because I felt I was going to need it, I brought a few. But if you feel you don't need it, don't bring it. Don't bring potatoes. Potatoes here, you get tired. I buy potatoes as in like bag of potatoes and I get tired. But like I always say, my clause is, if it is going to make you comfortable on the first few days, first few weeks, why not? And yes, so I didn't mention something in my previous video of, so I didn't mention in my previous video of things you should bring. That's one very vital aspect I should have actually mentioned. I think I'll put it somewhere where I'm doing that video. I'll do that. I'll put it somewhere. This one, please bring skincare. Some people say don't bring it, but Canada has a way of like dealing with your skin. I literally had to like call somebody to help me ship down my skincare products because I felt I was not going to need them. But my face went through a lot. Like my face was bad and I had to go back to the skincare I was using back in Nigeria. Almost all what I used here, I'm talking about like the cosmetic products, didn't work for me, but I had to like go back to the indigenous, like, okay, my normal skincare people, like Guy, Alpha, help me look for something new. What can I do to my face? So those are the things I would tell you to not bring, but it all depends on you. Anyone you were using before that you've really been using and you are like your skin is used to, I would advise you to like bring that, so that don't just totally see that, oh okay, I'll get everything in Canada. Your skin might not quite agree with the weather in the beginning and it might take some getting used to, so just like flow with it gradually. Bring your skincare, the one that your body agrees with, the one that knows you very well. And it can be vice versa. The one you've been using might come here and it might start like acting haywire and all that. So but just have something just in case. Anything that you know that can help you like get rid of like all those things and everything, hyperpigmentation, rashes, buy that. I would advise you to strongly buy that one from Nigeria because the few I came with helped me and I had to even quickly ship some down as well before my skin started getting cleared up and all that. So I'm going to do like an exhaustive video too on skincare, on how it affected my skin in Canada. I'll be doing a video about that soon, so please kindly watch out for that. So this video is about all the things that I said that you shouldn't come to Canada with, just in case. It still depends on you. If you feel you will need it, it is you. If at the end of the day it is you and it is you only, you're the one that knows what works best for you, for yourself, for your dependence and everything. So don't let anybody like tell you, oh, don't bring this one, bring this one. You know what you want at the end of the day. Thank you so much. I'll see you in my subsequent videos. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay beautiful. Bye.